Stepping back is one of the most powerful actions you can take in any relationship, situation, or phase of your life. It's not a retreat, it's a strategy. It's about regaining control, reassessing the dynamics, and giving yourself the opportunity to breathe, reflect, and decide what truly serves you. When you step back, you send a strong message not only to others, but also to yourself. You signal that your presence is valuable, that you respect your energy, and that you will no longer tolerate being taken for granted. This act of stepping back is not about punishment or manipulation. It's about prioritizing your well-being and giving others the space to recognize what they stand to lose if they continue to undervalue or disrespect you. In many relationships, whether personal or professional, constant availability can dilute your worth. When you're always there, always giving, and always accommodating, it becomes easy for people to assume that your presence is a given. They may start to overlook your contributions, dismiss your boundaries, or take your kindness for weakness. Stepping back disrupts this pattern. It breaks the cycle of overextending yourself for others who may not reciprocate or appreciate your efforts. This is not an act of selfishness, it's an act of self-preservation. It's a reminder to yourself and others that your time, energy, and presence are precious. Stepping back also creates a pause, and pauses are powerful. In that pause, you reclaim your energy and refocus on your priorities. It's in this space that you can evaluate what truly matters to you and who genuinely values you. Sometimes stepping back reveals truths that were obscured by the constant noise of being too involved. It's often in your absence that people start to realize the void you've left behind. The things you do for them, the energy you bring, and the stability you offer suddenly become clear when you're no longer there to provide them. The beauty of stepping back is that it also puts the onus on others. When you pull away, it forces people to reflect on their actions or lack thereof toward you. It allows them to recognize their role in the relationship or situation. Often, people don't realize the impact of your presence until they experience your absence. And in that moment, they're faced with a choice. Either they step up, acknowledge their behavior, and make an effort to repair and nurture the connection, or they reveal their indifference, showing you that they were never as invested as you might have believed. Either way, stepping back provides clarity that's invaluable in deciding who deserves a place in your life. This process also helps you rediscover your own worth. It's easy to lose sight of your value when you're constantly giving to others. By stepping back, you remind yourself that you're not defined by how much you do for others or how available you are to them. You're worthy of love, respect, and appreciation simply for who you are, not for what you provide. This shift in perspective is empowering. It helps you set boundaries and communicate your needs more effectively. It also makes you more discerning about the relationships and situations you choose to invest in moving forward. Moreover, stepping back doesn't mean you've given up on someone or something. On the contrary, it's a way to give both yourself and others the chance to grow. Sometimes people need space to recognize their own shortcomings or to understand what they truly value. By stepping back, you're giving them that opportunity. You're also giving yourself the chance to heal, recharge, and come back stronger if and when you decide to re-engage. It's a win-win situation, as long as you approach it with the right mindset and intentions. In the end, stepping back is about regaining balance. It's about ensuring that your relationships and commitments are reciprocal, healthy, and fulfilling. It's about reminding yourself and others that your presence is a gift, not obligation. And when you take this step, you often find that the right people and opportunities gravitate toward you. Those who genuinely value you will recognize your worth and make the effort to meet you halfway. Those who don't will fade away, leaving room for better things to enter your life. Stepping back isn't easy, but it's one of the most effective ways to protect your energy and align your life with what truly matters. Staying silent can often be misconstrued as weakness or passivity, but in reality, silence is a profound tool of strength and clarity. When you choose silence, you're not merely avoiding conflict or disengaging from situations. You're exercising control over your emotions, reactions, and the energy you emit into the world. It's a deliberate act of self-mastery. Staying silent allows you to assess situations with a clear mind, observe the behaviors of others, and respond with intention rather than impulse. It becomes a shield that protects you from unnecessary drama, conflict, or misunderstandings that often arise from reactive communication. Silence grants you the space to understand situations more deeply. When you're silent, you become an observer. You notice the nuances of conversations, the unspoken words, and the hidden intentions of others. It's in silence that you can discern the truth amidst noise. People reveal themselves in ways they don't realize when you're not actively engaging with them. Their words, actions, and body language become clearer. Silence creates a vacuum, and in that vacuum, people often fill the space with their truths they might not have shared had you been too quick to speak or react. In relationships, silence can serve as a mirror. When you stop over-explaining yourself, defending your actions, or seeking validation, you force others to confront their own behavior. It's a way of saying, I will not justify my worth or my decisions to you. This kind of silence is not about manipulation, but about respecting yourself enough to know when words are unnecessary. When someone is left with your silence since they have no choice but to reflect on their own actions. And silence shifts the focus from you to them, making it a powerful tool for creating accountability. Choosing silence also teaches you the value of patience. Not every situation requires an immediate response. Sometimes the best response is no response at all. By staying silent, you give yourself the time to process emotions, gather your thoughts, and decide on the most appropriate course of action. This approach not only prevents unnecessary conflict, but also allows you to maintain your dignity and composure in the face of challenging situations. Silence is a way of saying, I am not going to let this moment define me. I will respond when I'm ready. Silence also protects your peace. In a world that's constantly noisy, filled with opinions, judgments, and unsolicited advice, silence becomes a sanctuary. When you stay silent, you're not shutting down, you're tuning into yourself. You're choosing to focus on what truly matters rather than getting caught up in the distractions of the external world. This kind of silence is deeply empowering because it reconnects you with your inner voice, and your voice, your intuition, and your values. It reminds you that not every battle is worth fighting, and not every word deserves a response. In professional settings, silence can be a strategic advantage. It conveys confidence and thoughtfulness. When you're silent in meetings or negotiations, you project an image of someone who is measured, composed, and in control. It also compels others to listen more intently when you do choose to speak. Silence, when used wisely, commands respect. It shows that you're not driven by the need to fill every moment with words, but by the intention to contribute meaningfully when the time is right. Moreover, silence disrupts patterns. If you're in a situation where someone expects you to react, your silence can be disarming. It takes away their power to provoke or control the narrative. Silence shifts the dynamic, placing you in a position of strength. It's a way of reclaiming your energy and refusing to participate in negativity or drama. This kind of silence is not about avoidance, but about choosing peace over chaos and clarity over confusion. Ultimately, staying silent is a way of honoring yourself. It's about knowing when to engage and when to withdraw, when to speak and when to listen. It's a reminder that your energy is finite and should be spent wisely. Silence is not an absence of action. It's a deliberate choice to act in alignment with your highest self. And when you practice this kind of silence, you'll find that it often speaks louder than words. When you choose to step back from a situation, you are not retreating in defeat, but positioning yourself for clarity and strength. Stepping back creates the space needed to evaluate your circumstances, relationships, and priorities with a fresh perspective. This pause is transformative, allowing you to observe what truly serves your well-being and what is not. It's in this space of reflection that you recognize the difference between what's worth your time and energy and what is merely a distraction or a drain on your spirit. Stepping back doesn't mean you are abandoning your goals or relationships. It's an act of self-care and self-respect. It allows you to realign with your values and focus on what matters most. Often, in the chaos of life, we become entangled in situations that don't align with our highest good. These could be toxic relationships, unproductive habits, or unnecessary conflicts. By stepping back, you give yourself permission to let go of these entanglements and reclaim your personal power. This process of stepping back also shifts the dynamics of your relationships. When you're constantly available, giving, or reactive, people can begin to take you for granted. They might assume that your presence and effort are constants, something they don't need to earn or appreciate. But when you step back, you disrupt this pattern. You show that your time, energy, and attention are not unlimited or unconditional. This shift often makes others realize the value of what you brought to the table. They begin to understand that your presence was a privilege, not an entitlement. Stepping back also creates an opportunity for others to step forward. When you remove yourself from a situation, you give people the chance to reflect on their actions and decisions. If they truly value you, they will take the initiative to repair or strengthen the relationship. This is particularly true in personal relationships. When someone realizes they're at risk of losing you, they're often compelled to confront their behavior and make meaningful changes. In this way, your decision to step back can inspire growth and accountability in others. In professional or competitive environments, stepping back can be a strategic move. It allows you to observe from a distance and assess the playing field with greater objectivity. Sometimes when you're too immersed in the day-to-day grind, you lose sight of the bigger picture. Stepping back helps you see the patterns, opportunities, and potential pitfalls that might not have been obvious before. This perspective can be a powerful tool for making smarter decisions and achieving your goals with greater efficiency and effectiveness. There's also immense power in being unavailable. When you're always accessible, people may come to see your availability as a given. But when you step back, you create a sense of scarcity. Scarcity often heightens value. People begin to miss your insights, your support, and your contributions. They start to recognize how much they relied on you, even if they hadn't expressed it before. This realization can lead to a deeper appreciation for who you are and what you bring to their lives. Additionally, stepping back allows you to focus on self-growth. It's in these moments of detachment that you have the time and energy to invest in yourself. You can pursue new interests, develop skills, or simply recharge your mind and spirit. This investment in yourself not only benefits you, but also enhances the value you bring to any relationship or endeavor. When you return after stepping back, you do so as a stronger, more self-aware individual. The act of stepping back is not about playing games or manipulating others. It's about setting boundaries and prioritizing your peace. It's about understanding that not every situation requires your immediate involvement, and that sometimes the best way to address an issue is to allow space for reflection and natural resolution. When you step back, you're sending a message that you respect yourself enough to disengage from negativity or unproductive dynamics. Over time, you'll notice that stepping back often leads to clarity and resolution. People who truly value you will make the effort to bridge the gap, while those who don't will drift away. This is not a loss, but a natural pruning of your life, leaving behind only what truly nourishes and uplifts you. The act of stepping back, when done with intention and authenticity, leads to stronger relationships, greater self-awareness, and a more fulfilling life overall. Staying silent in the face of chaos or conflict is an act of profound strength and wisdom. Silence is not the absence of a response, but a deliberate choice to withhold words until they can serve a meaningful purpose. It is a discipline that requires control over your impulses and emotions, allowing you to approach situations with clarity and intentionality. When you choose silence, you avoid unnecessary conflicts, misinterpretations, and reactions that could escalate problems or weaken your position. Silence allows you to process your emotions before expressing them. Often in moments of anger or frustration, our immediate response is reactive rather than thoughtful. These knee-jerk reactions can lead to words or actions that we later regret. By staying silent, you give yourself the space to reflect on your feelings and evaluate the most constructive way to respond. This reflective pause ensures that your actions align with your values and goals rather than being driven by fleeting emotions. In interactions with others, silence can be a powerful tool for communication. It signals that you are listening and present, which can foster trust and understanding. People are often quick to fill silence with words, revealing their thoughts, intentions, and emotions. By remaining silent, you position yourself as an observer, gaining insights that you might have missed otherwise. Silence also demonstrates self-assurance. It shows that you are comfortable in your own presence and do not feel the need to constantly justify or explain yourself. In situations of conflict, silence can be disarming. When someone expects you to react with anger, defensiveness, or argumentation, your silence can take them by surprise. It disrupts the pattern of conflict, creating a moment of pause that can de-escalate tension. Silence in these moments conveys that you are not easily provoked or manipulated, reinforcing your emotional resilience and strength. It also prevents you from saying something in the heat of the moment that could damage relationships or escalate the situation further. Silence is also a form of boundary setting. By choosing not to respond to certain provocations or negativity, you communicate that you will not engage with toxic or unproductive behavior. This boundary protects your peace and energy, allowing you to focus on what truly matters. People who thrive on drama or conflict often lose interest when they realize they cannot provoke a reaction from you. In this way, silence becomes a shield protecting you from unnecessary stress and turmoil. Another benefit of silence is its ability to create curiosity and anticipation. When you are silent, others begin to wonder what you are thinking or planning. This curiosity can shift the dynamics of the situation, putting you in a position of power. It allows you to control the narrative, as people will pay more attention when you finally choose to speak. Silence creates a sense of mystery and respect, as it shows that you do not feel the need to explain or prove yourself constantly. Silence also plays a crucial role in self-reflection and personal growth. When you are silent, you create space for introspection, allowing you to connect with your inner self. This connection fosters self-awareness, helping you understand your emotions, thoughts, and motivations on a deeper level. In a world that is often noisy and distracting, silence is a sanctuary where you can recharge and realign with your purpose. It is in silence that you can hear the whispers of your intuition guiding you toward the right path. In professional settings, silence can be a strategic tool. During negotiations or discussions, silence can create pressure, prompting others to reveal more or reconsider their positions. It shows that you are confident and deliberate, not rushed or desperate. Silence in these contexts can lead to better outcomes, as it gives you the upper hand in controlling the pace and direction of the conversation. While silence is powerful, it is important to distinguish between silence as a strength and silence as avoidance. Staying silent should not be an excuse to avoid addressing important issues or expressing your needs. It should be a deliberate choice, used when it serves a purpose or aligns with your values. Silence should empower you, not hinder your growth or relationships. Ultimately, staying silent and observing allows you to navigate life with greater wisdom and intentionality. It protects your peace, strengthens your relationships, and enhances your ability to respond to challenges effectively. Silence is not about passivity, but about choosing when and how to engage in a way that serves your highest good. It is a practice that requires patience and self-awareness, but its rewards are immeasurable. Through silence, you find clarity, strength, and the ability to live in alignment with your true self.